And this rogue judge.
And the judge said if anyone violates this order, they will be facing some serious sanctions.
The courts have created an actual monster. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be impeached and imprisoned. Lock up Trump and all his cronies. Vile, degenerate, this amateurish, incompetent, and despicable, bungling, corrupt to the core, and downright repulsive Trump regime. We've seen this playbook forever. Attack judges over 129 times on Truth Social in just 2 months back in 2024. Defame opponents, violate court orders. They think they're being funny, trash-talking judges, dirtying up defendants on social media like it's all a big joke. Remember Trump as a criminal defendant? Those 34 felony counts in New York, he violated the gag order a full 10 times. Judge Merchant held him in criminal contempt repeatedly, fining him $10,000 total and warning of jail. In the civil fraud case, Judge Engoron slapped him with another $15,000 in fines for the same vile attacks on court staff. Mercy came only because you don't jail a sitting president lightly. And now, one of the top spokespersons for the Department of Homeland Security, Tricia McLaughlin, just reposted Benny Johnson screaming, we read every filing, every order, every unsealed email. These breakdowns take serious research and real effort. If you value clear, no-nonsense analysis that cuts through the spin, support the work with one simple click. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, stay informed, and don't miss what happens next. Because this regime is far from done shooting itself in the foot. They still don't get it. When you're the government, DOJ, DHS, you don't get to play these criminal defendant games. You don't get foul blows. They're not being clever. They're begging for sanctions. Federal judges are watching, and they're done playing nice. Let's zoom in on this latest outrage. This amateurish, incompetent, corrupt, and despicable Trump regime at it again. Benny Johnson, that right-wing grifter, and he shares the video, the TikTok in question. Just Abrego Garcia outdoors, lip-syncing to a Spanish-language Christian hymn, Himno de Victoria, a song about victory and faith. He's wearing a baseball cap and a Nike hoodie, passionately singing along. He's not talking about the case. He's not mentioning the government at all. He's literally just celebrating his freedom, his right to exist, his life after escaping unlawful deportation and that hellhole prison in El Salvador. And here's the regime doubling down on the defamation, straight from their own mouths.
The grand jury found that over the past 9 years, Abrego Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring. They found this was his full-time job, not a contractor. He was a smuggler of humans and children and women.
Abrego Garcia.
So the answer is you've done nothing to correct the president.
Of MS-13, a wife beater and a human trafficker that should never have been in this country to begin with.
Come on. This is the Trump regime smearing him with unproven allegations, extrajudicial labels like wife beater and human trafficker that go way beyond the charged conduct, flagrant defamation, poisoning the jury pool. But Benny Johnson defames him anyway, calls him an MS-13 terrorist, calls the judge rogue, Pure defamation. And then Tricia McLaughlin, one of the top spokespersons for the Department of Homeland Security, Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, reposts Benny Johnson's post and doubles down. She writes, so we at DHS Gov are under gag order by an activist judge, and Kilmar Abrego Garcia is making TikToks. American justice ceases to function when its arbiters silence law enforcement and give megaphones to those who oppose our legal system. But wait, there's more of this vile playbook in the background. This is the regime's own officials whining about court orders protecting due process, calling basic rule of law a police state threat. Despicable. They're admitting the restraints exist, then mocking them while violating anyway. They think they're being funny. They think this is clever. This is the Trump regime flagrantly violating court orders. Again, McLaughlin reposts the defamation, attacks the judge as activist, calls it a gag order like it's some outrageous infringement, complains that Abrego Garcia gets a megaphone while DHS is silenced. She acknowledges the obligations, the rules, the order, right there in her own words. We are under gag order. And then she smashes right through it anyway, publicly, proudly, on X for all the world to see, for the likes and the retweets. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. It's part of the chilling effect running through the justice system. Exactly. Lawyers and firms terrified because this regime is weaponizing executive power against anyone who challenges them. Intimidation, retaliation, beyond the pale. This isn't just sloppy. This is defiant. This is reckless. This is the cowboy culture of this regime on full display, an outlier even within their own administration. I want to be clear. Abrego Garcia instantly flags this post for the judge. His team goes right into court and says, look at this. This confirms the DOJ and DHS know exactly what their obligations are, and they're violating them anyway. And they're right. This is double down on defamation. This is attacking the judiciary. This is polluting the jury pool all over again. The Trump regime isn't even pretending to follow the rules anymore. They're admitting there's a restraint, whining about it, and then breaking it in the same breath. Flagrant, beyond the pale, despicable. If any other litigant did this, if any normal prosecutor or party pulled this stunt, they'd be facing contempt hearings tomorrow. Show cause order, sanctions, maybe even jail. But this regime, they do it with a smirk, thinking they're owning the libs or something. Well, guess what? Federal judges have had enough. They're watching. And this kind of conduct, it's not just sanctionable. I want to be clear, because this isn't some special one-off gag order invented just for this case. In the Middle District of Tennessee, federal prosecution against Abrego Garcia by the Department of Justice, the only thing the judge previously said is that all of the normal local rules that apply to publicity before trial apply in this case. There's no, special gag order in place in that case. But regardless, the DOJ and this Trump regime is flagrantly violating those local rules. And let's just lay it out. Basic 101. When you're prosecuting somebody in the criminal justice system where there is a presumption of innocence, you're not allowed to defame the individual publicly using social media accounts like this. You're not allowed to attack the judge as a rogue judge or activist judge. You're not allowed to lie about what the judge is doing. It just goes against the rules forever. In any prosecution, if you wanted to talk about what's actually being charged, the charged conduct, the DOJ in the past has done press conferences and press releases that describe the charged conduct, and the prosecutors use very careful language. These are allegations. Everyone's presumed innocent until proven guilty. But you stick to the charged conduct. Abrego Garcia is not charged with being a terrorist. He's not charged with MS-13 conduct. He's not charged with being a wife beater. Attacking the judge lying about the gag order, reposting defamation that calls him an MS-13 terrorist. It's just conduct that is not allowed, ever. It has nothing to do with this case or this judge specifically. It's just basic 101 DOJ manual, local rules, bar ethics rules, the law, you name it. This is the kind of thing that poisons the jury pool. That risks a fair trial, that undermines the presumption of innocence, and anyone who's ever been around a federal prosecution knows you can't try to dirty up a defendant this way. You just can't. It's foul blows. It's beyond the pale. The Trump regime knows this. They admit it in their own words. We are under gag order, and then they violate it anyway, defiantly, publicly. If this was any normal litigant, any regular prosecutor, their phone would ring off the hook from the office of the Deputy Attorney General. You'd get a WTF call, possible sanctions investigation by the Inspector General, because this isn't how you behave. This isn't how the government behaves. You don't get to call the person you're prosecuting a terrorist on social media when that's not even charged. You don't get to whine about the judge silencing you while you're the one breaking the rules. It's reckless. It's corrupt. It's despicable. And it's not just nasty. It's foolish. Because judges don't like this. Judges depend on the government to play fair, to follow the rules, to give them the benefit of the doubt. But when you keep pushing, keep defaming, keep attacking, you lose that credibility fast. This Trump regime is eroding their own standing with federal judges across the country, one flagrant violation at a time. Common sense, DOJ guidelines, ethics rules, constitutional responsibility. They're violating all of it. And for what? Likes on X, political points, play stupid games like this, defame a defendant, attack a judge, pretend the rules don't apply to you, and you win stupid prizes, sanctions, contempt, loss of credibility. It's coming. They're begging for it. Abrego Garcia instantly goes into court and flags that post for the judge. His lawyers say, look, this confirms that the DOJ and DHS know they have obligations. They are violating those obligations flagrantly. And the judge, Judge Waverly Crenshaw in the Middle District of Tennessee, agrees. Let's just look at what's in the order on page 4 right here. The government tries to argue that extending the local criminal rule to certain officials raises grave constitutional concerns. But the court has already considered and rejected the government's First Amendment arguments when top officials like the Secretary of Homeland Security and the Attorney General were making statements. As the court recognizes, the local rule is consistent with the First Amendment because it only restrains speech that poses a clear and present danger to a fair trial by an unbiased jury. Citing Gentile v. State Bar of Nevada, the landmark case, it narrowly prohibits statements about a defendant's character or reputation. And then, boom, on December 27th, 2025, DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin shared a post on X stating exactly what we saw, reposting the defamation, attacking the judge. Neither those statements nor the earlier ones from Border Patrol officials protect the government. They defame Mr. Abrego. They defame this court and the federal district court in Maryland as well. Now, you will all recall that the trial in Tennessee was supposed to take place in a few weeks, but Judge Crenshaw canceled the trial, set an evidentiary hearing for January 28th, 2026, and said, look, Trump regime, there is already a prima facie showing of vindictive prosecution against Abrego Garcia. The order was recently unsealed, and what it shows is damning. The Trump DOJ, Main Justice, top officials like Todd Blanche's deputies, Pam Bondi, they've been orchestrating this the whole time. Emails hidden in a massive document dump show the local prosecutor McGuire taking orders from D.C. Wait for us to review the press release. Coordinate everything. We're part of it. Run it by us. It's not McGuire's independent decision. It's top-down, political, retaliatory, because Abrego Garcia won his unlawful deportation case. The judge says, you want to rebut the presumption of vindictiveness? have Todd Blanche, Pam Bondi, or others testify, show up. But we're holding this hearing. Sanctions are on the table, too. This is flagrant evidence. A garden variety case doesn't get the whole brass involved. The official DHS spokesperson going rogue, even in this cowboy administration. What more do you need to show this is a big-time political priority? They're dirtying him up publicly while pretending it's just routine prosecution. It's foolish on top of nasty, undermining their own claims that it's not vindictive. The Trump regime is handing the court everything it needs on a silver platter. This isn't the first time, not even close. They've been warned multiple times. Judge Crenshaw has already issued orders, 2 of them, telling this Trump regime, stop, you can't do this. But they keep pushing, keep defaming, keep attacking, keep dirtying up Abrego Garcia with labels that aren't even charged. Wife beater, MS-13 gang member, terrorist. It's now fully teed up for sanctions. Judges don't want to sanction the government, especially not this government. They hesitate. They give benefit of the doubt. But when you keep coming back, keep violating, keep thumbing your nose at the court, there comes a time when a judge has to act, has to say, enough. The credibility of the judiciary is on the line. The judge can't back down. And at that point, sanctions aren't optional anymore. They're pleading for it, begging for it. This regime is shooting themselves in the foot over and over. With the January 28th evidentiary hearing looming with vindictive prosecution already presumed, they're handing the court more proof of bad faith on a silver platter. It's beyond nasty. It's foolish. You know what this reminds me of? Donald Trump's own criminal case, the one where he was found guilty on 34 felony counts. Todd Blanche was his lawyer back then. Now he's number 2 at DOJ, right in the thick of this mess. In that New York trial, Trump kept violating the gag order. Social media post after social media post. People forget, but he was held in criminal contempt multiple times. Additional crimes on top of the felonies. The judge kept the contempt findings in place. It would have been a huge factor in sentencing if Trump hadn't won the election. Exact same playbook. But here's what's striking. Back then, Trump was the defendant. Contumacious, nasty, defiant, fine. Defendants can be that way sometimes. Now, this Trump regime is the government, the prosecutors, the United States of America. They're supposed to give hard blows, but not foul blows. They have extra responsibility. Judges have always depended on DOJ to play straight, to follow rules, to deserve special credibility. Instead, they take the criminal defendant playbook, drag it right into the White House, and use it against judges and defendants. Totally vile epithets, dirtying up anyone who dares rule against them. This isn't how any litigant acts. Sure as hell not how the Department of Justice acts. It's third-grade crap. It's despicable. It's corrupt. And it's leading to huge loss of credibility for this DOJ with judges across the country. From this moment on, the question isn't whether sanctions are coming, it's how severe they will be, when what they've left behind isn't just a tainted case, but a deep wound in federal justice itself. So to everyone listening, stay alert, stay engaged. This is not the time to tune out. It's the time to lean in, ask hard questions, demand real answers, support leaders who value truth over theatrics, substance over spectacle, and as always, hit like, subscribe, and comment a blue heart to push back against the noise, the denial, and the relentless efforts of the mega machine to bury the truth. Your engagement isn't just support for this channel, it's a stand against the decay and deception fueling this administration. Keep fighting, keep refusing to look away, because the truth still matters, and so do you.